Yeah. Once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Now that we got that out of the way, I am disgusted. I am utterly disgusted. Ah! All the money I spent on the Dallas Cowboys paraphernalia. All the money that I spent on the Dallas Cowboys gear this year. Guess where it's at once again? In the trash. This early in the season, it's already in the trash. The only thing that I spared was a hoodie and a jacket in which my daughter purchased for me. One, I think, for Christmas. One was for my birthday. Besides that, gone. Cut up. Should have burnt it up. I am so disgusted. Ah! I'm disgusted with them Cowboys, man. Jerry Jones, get out of the way. Everybody wants to say, fire the coach. They gave Dak all that money. They gave Lamb all that money. No, it's Jerry Jones, man. You trying to run a franchise and you don't know what you're doing. Stephen Jones, the grandkids, all of them. Get them the hell out of there, man. I'm disgusted. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out of my system, if you will. I've been reading the comments. We're not going to hear from kids. No, I'm a stand-up guy, man. You know, we suck. Absolutely suck. Can't win a game at home. We absolutely suck. Shout out to Detroit Lions, man. Y'all played a heck of a game, man. And Detroit's going to be a real team to reckon with, if you will. Now that we got all of that out of the way, for you all that are just tuning in for the first time, I have to say it because, you don't know. I am the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better. Meaning that anytime I bring you a story or a video, if you will, it's guaranteed to be at least 30 minutes. So if you're on your way to work, you're at work, you don't feel like being there, you're on your way home from work, you need to laugh, you need to cry. Maybe you're trying to lay down and take a nap. Perhaps you're trying to go to sleep at night, depending on whatever time you view or listen to this video. Or you're just in the mood for a good old-fashioned true. Keyword being true. Penitentiary / life story / life experiences is the channel for you. If you like the 8, 10, 12, 15-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Salute. But at Real Kens TV, it's 30 minutes or better, where everybody's 5'11", and everybody's Dallas Cowboys fans, respectfully. Now, with all of that being said, I know it was a long monologue. I know it was a longer soliloquy, to say the least. But nevertheless, once again, I did have to get that out of my system. But once again, with all that being said, there is a message. Y'all rock with me, man. Truck drivers, man, shout out to all the truck drivers, all the people that's doing the deliveries, the medical supplies. Everybody just pulling them 16-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts, 4-hour shifts to say, hey, Real Kens, man, we appreciate your longer videos because it really, really helps us get through our shifts, man. So salute to all of you all. Salute to all the truck drivers dropping them big loads off, man. You see what I'm saying? And, I'm praying for the people that went through the hurricane and in the South and just everywhere, man. Georgia, the Carolinas, the Florida, just everywhere where it's going on, man. I'm praying for everybody, man. I'm thinking about how angry that I was last night, man. I was going to do a video yesterday. And I knew that it wouldn't come across. I mean, I'm a professional. So I know that it would have come across, I guess, in a professional manner, if you will. But at the same time, man, my Cowboys, I just get disgusted. Y'all let me know. Let me know if you're rocking with Real Kens and where you chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Ah, it still hurts, man. I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt. But the show must go on. So throughout the video, you may just hear me just blurt, I don't know, just in the middle of something that has nothing to do with the game. Ah! Because I'm hurt. I specifically remember 2013. Sometimes I do a video. I don't remember the exact dates as far as, when I'm talking about my prison experiences. But this particular endeavor, 2013, NBA Finals. Miami Heat versus San Antonio Spurs. It's a great series. It's going back and forth. We arrive at game 6. Now, we've had a couple blowouts in the series, had a couple close games, but it was going, like I said, seesaw back and forth, man. Spurs was up 3-2. 7-game series. They're up 3 games to 2. Closing moments. Excuse me, y'all. Closing moments of the game. Miami Heat, they have the ball. It's less than 10 seconds left. Let's just say 10 seconds left. They come down the court. They give it to LeBron. Yeah, it's when LeBron played for the Miami Heat. I believe the score was 90. The Spurs were up 3. I want to say it was 96-93 or 97-94. It was something like that. Nevertheless, the Spurs were up 3 points. Come down the court. LeBron fires up a 3. He misses. When he misses, Chris Bosh gets the rebound. He kicks it out to Ray Allen on the wing. Ray Allen had the wherewithal to know that he wasn't at the 3-point line, the 3-point strike at that particular moment when he received the pass. So he backs up. Make sure that both of his feet are behind that 3-point strike and raises up like I never seen. I'm talking about he jumped so high like he was Jordan when he shot that jump shot. 5.2 seconds left at this point. It goes in, ties the game up. Miami Heat go on to win that game, I believe, in overtime. They go on to win that game by 3 or 4 points. Some say that was the most clutch shot in NBA Finals history. I don't think so. I think that it was clutch. But when my man MJ hit that shot when they were playing the Utah Jazz and he just posed over Brian Russell, he hit that jumper and he just posed. To me, that was the most clutch shot in NBA history because that sealed it. But nevertheless, never to take away from Ray Allen. Man, y'all rock with me, man. 30 minutes or better, man. It's 30 minutes or better. I'm going to take you down memory lane, man. You got to reminisce a little bit. It was an exciting moment. The world was on their toes. The NBA fans, the sports fans, we get to see a game 7. Just for one more moment, one more opportunity, one more chance, we get to see a game 7. No one wanted the NBA season to end that year. It was a great year in the NBA. One more. Just once. Can we figure out what we've been doing wrong? Y'all rock with me. Huh? Let the good times never last for long. What are we going through? Don't know if the words was right, but, you get the gist of what I'm saying. Everybody else is celebrating but us. We in the penitentiary. There's a general consensus in the penitentiary sports rule. Sports overrule anything, meaning that if there's one television and you got whatever's playing, if you have a major sporting event, that major sporting event will be seen. It trumps everything else. That's just the general consensus in Kentucky prisons anyway. Sports overrule. We're in a situation where people have their own televisions. You're allowed to have your own televisions in Kentucky prisons. The majority of Kentucky prisons. You can have your own TV. If you can afford to buy a TV, you can have your own TV. Some prisons allow your television to stay on all night. In some prisons, they require you to cut your television off at a certain time. This particular prison, you could keep your TV on all night if, once you got into your cell. But the individuals that didn't have a TV, guess what? They were watching in the day room. They had TVs all in the day room. NBA Finals, 2013. Finals games are kind of late. It's coming down to the wire. You see what I'm saying? You got a CO on Rodgers. I've talked about Rodgers in a couple of my videos, and I'm going to continue to talk about Rodgers. For y'all that never seen any of the videos, or you don't recall the videos about Rodgers. Rodgers is about, he got to be about 6 foot, 6'1". Weighing in at a good 360, 370. A young dude, man. He wasn't even really that old at the time. Rodgers might have been 25, 26. Little baby face. Wore a little short military cut. I mean, had like a little chin strap beard. I'm trying to paint a picture so you all can imagine Rodgers. I should look him up and put him in the thumbnail, but I don't want to get sued. But nevertheless, Rodgers was a beast, man. Rodgers was one of those individuals to where you could tell that really he was just miserable with his life, man. So the only solace, if you will, he come to the prison and mistreat the inmates. Rodgers got whooped on several occasions. Got whooped, stomped out by inmates on several occasions. And it seemed as though the more and more he got beat up, the worse that he got. He was working our shift that night. Well, he was working his shift that night. He was working our dorm. Hey, Rodgers, man. I know lockdown is right now, essentially. But this game is coming down to the wire, man. Is any way we can stay out, man? We're going to be quiet, man. We're not going to, be disruptive. Can we stay out and watch the game? Now, this is the individuals that didn't have a TV in their cell, which was a lot of individuals that didn't. Understand that everybody didn't have a cell. You had individuals that had to go back to their day rooms. The day rooms, just like an army barracks. But there was no TVs in the day room. It was quiet time. It's lockdown time. Rodgers had the option of allowing us to stay out. You see, in prison, it's at the officer's discretion oftentimes when it comes to certain situations, such as sporting events. There was a memo that had been posted. And it said, clearly stated, that NBA Finals, as long as the inmates were being, in a sense, respectful, we were allowed to stay out. I didn't have a TV at that time either. I got one eventually, but I didn't have one at that time. Inmates were allowed to stay out until the conclusion of the game. It was on the board. They got like a billboard and they posted, it's a memo. Rodgers was trying to lock everybody down based on the fact that he was saying that we were being too loud. It's a basketball game. It's a sporting event. You're going to get a little loud. You're not going to just sit there. It's like a library. You're going to get, a little rowdy, and batty. Respectfully, though. Based on the fact that people were cheering for the game, wasn't causing trouble, there was no violence, there was no harm, nobody was getting their wig split, none of that. Rodgers was so nasty, he wanted to lock it down. Come on, Rodgers, man, let us watch the rest of the game. It's only a few seconds left. Like, it's not that long left. Well, at this particular time, it was maybe 2 minutes left in the game. Rodgers wasn't hearing that. He wasn't adhering to the memo that was posted, any of that. By God, you inmates, and you're going back in your cells, and locked everybody down. Dudes is mad, cussing him out, man. Like I said, Rodgers is about 360. Could have been, fat whore. That's all you heard, just you heard some of the worst insults, which only added fuel to the fire. Got a dude named Sean, man. White dude named Sean. Sean wasn't no big dude. Everybody in the penitentiary is not big people. Big in stature. You know what I mean? Sean was a white dude. Sean was about the same age. Maybe a little. Let me see. Yeah, Sean might have been a couple years older. Wasn't, I don't even think Sean was 30. Sean weighed about 180. Lifted weights all the time, but it was a cool, laid back dude, white dude, man, country dude. Was cool with everybody. Fool with the whites, fool with the blacks. He was just one of those people that are just good people, He didn't care what color you was, what nationality. He didn't even care, man. Oh, Kens, well, how tall was he? 5'11"? Yes, he was 5'11". Yes, Sean was 5'11". I don't know why most people are 5'11", but for whatever reason, most people are 5'11". Oh, damn, my Cowboys. Everybody's beating on the glass, beating on, man, you whore, F you whore, F you whore. Everybody's pissed. Roger's sitting in the guard's tower. Because this particular guard's tower, some guard's towers are protected by glass. And they have a door and you got a buzz to get in. This goes to show how much they care about the inmates. You're in the penitentiary. You got a guard's tower. You got a wall. I don't know, 5, 6. No, it's not even 5, 6 feet. It's probably 4-foot wall. Any inmate can just walk up in the tower. Goes to show how much they really, really care about you. Everybody's mad. Now, the individuals that had TVs, obviously, they're not, oh, man, that's messed up, man, but they're watching the game. They're focusing on the game. The game ends up ending the way that it ends. Ray Allen hits that shot with 5.2 seconds left. They're going to overtime, as I've already mentioned. Miami Heat goes on to win the game. But now it's not even about that. It's the principle. It's principalities, man. It's principalities. You about to cause a riot in here, Rogers. Kicking, beating on the doors or whatever. Kind of died down. Sean let it be known. Fuck you, whore. Your mama's a whore. I hope she dies. Yeah, the other individual saying things, but he was really, really on it. Rogers just sits there and just laughing, smiling. He working third shift, so he don't get off until, I believe, 8 in the morning, I believe. Whatever time shift change is. They wake you up for breakfast at about 5. Lights on. Breakfast time. About 5:15. 5:30. Rogers didn't forget all the things, all the insults that Sean was throwing in his direction. He comes in, shakedown. What are you shaking me down, man? I'm trying to go to breakfast, man. Shake down. You got to put your hands behind your back. They cuff you. They sit you in a chair while they shake your entire cell or area down. Typically a shakedown, and that's common because when you're in prison, just like on the streets, officers have to get so many citations, so many tickets, so many arrests, quotas. They say they don't, they do. Same way in prison. You have to have so many shakedowns per shift. So within, Rogers was perfectly within his right, if you will, to shake anybody down that he wanted to shake down. This was an obvious, what do you want to refer to it as? tactic, if you will. He's being vindictive. He's retaliating because this individual threw insults his way. Everybody else was doing the same thing, but he just specifically paid attention to this dude. It's the NBA Finals. You had the discrepancy. You had the option of allowing us to stay out to watch the game, but your fat ass is so miserable with your life, you wanted to make us go back into ourselves, knowing that we were trying to watch the conclusion of the NBA Finals. He's sitting in a chair. Now, Rodgers knows that he has backup because the cameras, and he has that panic button. See, in prison or in jail, they wear it's like a walkie-talkie, and they have like a little, they can like place it right here on their shoulders. Like you can just slide it in. It's like a little compartment, if you will. You can slide it in, and it's a red button, the panic button. So they talk all that stuff. Now, I'm not speaking about all COs. I know some great correctional officers, sergeants, lieutenants, whatever the case may be, people that work in corrections. I know some great people. They're just trying to get their money, feed their family, make a living, and go home. But then you have those that are really, really overbearing and just really, really, think about it. For the people that work regular jobs, which is the majority of the people, it's always somebody at the job. It's always somebody up there's always somebody at the job that in their mind they're higher up in position, in rank. They're higher up. And they feel as though they can talk to you any sort of way, treat you any sort of way. That's how Rodgers was. And he really, really disliked inmates. This was the same individual that when it was 5 degrees below outside and he's working the chow hall, and you come into the chow hall, you're supposed to take your toboggan off. This is a toboggan, you all. In penitentiary, this is a toboggan. The only difference is it's khaki. It's the only difference. The little jacket I got on, you got a prison jacket, and it's khaki just as well. You first walk into the chow hall, you trying to get it's freezing, man. You may have to walk 10 minutes just to get to the chow hall. You're not thinking take your toboggan off right when you get in because you're freezing cold. He comes through as soon as you walk through the door. If you don't take your toboggan, he's taking your toboggan. Now you got to walk back to the dorm with nothing to cover your head, your ears. Your dude was just a nasty, choked the dude out that was in a wheelchair. He was working medical one day, and they have a thing that's called hiding your meds. So when you go through the medical line and get your meds, there's an officer there, and you gotta lift your tongue up. You want to make sure you're not, hiding your meds in your mouth. Well, kids, why would you hide your meds in your mouth? Because in prison, pills, people would do anything to take their mind away from prison. So you get your pills, you hide your meds, take them out, wipe them off, whatever, and you sell them. Rodgers allegedly, supposedly, found a dude that was, trying to hide his meds, choked him out. Guess what they did? Suspended him for 2 or 3 days and let him come right back. So he really, really thought he was tough, man. Y'all rock with me, man. Yeah, Rodgers really, really thought he was tough because he choked the dude out that was in a wheelchair. Now, the dude could stand up. He was one of those individuals to where some days he walked to medical, some days he needed his wheelchair. I guess that solidified in his mind, oh, man, I'm a tough guy, man. These guys don't want to play with me. And dudes laughed at your big, soft teddy bear ass. Upset. He shakes the dude down, Sean. He's sitting there, but he's taking a long time. The chow hall closes at a certain time. I got to go eat, Rodgers. A typical shakedown may take 5 minutes. Like I said, you got to do your quota, hit your quota or whatever. Then boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I need to hit my quota, man. You mind if I shake you down, man? Man, no problem, because you already know that an officer's not looking for anything. He just, it's for the cameras, man. It's for the gram. Even if he sees something, he's not tripping. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, cool. Uncuff you, go on about your day. Write it down. Yeah, I shook down this inmate, bed number, boom, boom, boom. It's done. Roger shook him down for a long time. So that's a tactic that some of these COs use. When they're mad at you, they'll take, when it takes 5 minutes really to shake you down, go through your items. It was like 45 minutes. You sitting there in these tight cuffs because Rogers done put the cuffs as tight as he possibly could. You sitting there in a chair with your hands behind your back, and you like, come on, bro. Like, what is the deal, man? I'm trying to go eat, man. I'm just doing my job. Went on and on and on. Took over an hour. Retrieved some items. Prison shakedowns are very, very meticulous. If a CO decides to be meticulous. If you got 30 noodles in your locker, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 150 noodles in your locker, guess what? You have to have receipts accounting for every single noodle, ramen noodles in your locker. You got 10 honey buns, you better have a receipt, and it has to be a recent receipt, not a receipt from 10 months ago. It has to be a recent receipt. You got 20 sodas, 5, 6 bags of chips. If you don't have a receipt, an officer is perfectly within his or her right to take those items and write you up for unauthorized property. Rock with me, man. Come on, Kens, man. We know how prison is, motherfucker. Yeah, but everybody don't. Your average individual hasn't been to prison. So simmer down. I read the comments. I read every comment. Everybody doesn't know how it is to be in prison. So if you rocking with real Kens, you rocking with me. I got to paint a picture every time I do a story. He writes him up for an unauthorized property under his bunk, under his rack, under his bed, because you got bunk beds. He's on the bottom. You have an individual that's, you got the lower bunk and you got the upper bunk. He probably has 7 and 8, 10, 15, 20 pictures of his family, mainly his kids. These are the things that keep you going when you're in prison, man. So when you lay down in that bunk and you got your hands behind your head like this, and you look up, you got your feet crossed, your legs crossed, and you're trying to figure out how you're going to do better when you get out. And you're looking at these pictures as motivation that's hanging up right above you. And you kiss your kids individually. You may not have heard from your kids. You may not have seen your kids. You may not have talked to your kids, but you know they still. And then again, you may have just seen your kids. Whatever the case may be, you love your children. He takes all the pictures. What are you taking my pictures for, Rogers? This is contraband. Contraband? When did pictures become contraband? Pictures are not contraband, but you can't have pictures hanging up, over top of you on your bunk. What? You can't have pictures hanging up over top. This is contraband. They don't give you tape in prison. So unless you can find some tape, because there is tape in prison, but unless you can find some tape, they have like little, and I don't even remember what it's called, but they have like, it's what do you want to call it? Essentially, it's something that you can, it's like, I'm trying to think, man. I done had like a loss of, not memory, but I'm trying to think of the proper words to use, if you will. Play-Doh. Now, Play-Doh, little kids, kind of like Play-Doh, you can get in prison, and you put that on the back of your pictures, and it sticks like tape. It's black, though. Oftentimes, people will use that, like I said, to in the form of tape. Rogers takes his pictures. Bro, why you taking my pictures, man? It's my kids, man. It's my family. It's all I got, man. It's all I got in this whole world is my family. Why are you taking my pictures, man? You took a bunch of food out of my locker. I don't have anybody to send me any sort of money in prison. So I hustle, man. And I do what I gotta do to survive. And that's how prison is. If you don't got nobody sending you no money, man, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Once again, let me paint the picture. Breakfast time in prison in Kentucky, and I would imagine everywhere, 5:15 to 6:30 in the morning. 5:15 to 6:15 in the morning. Breakfast time. And you eat again at lunch, which is between 10:45 and probably 11:30. Then you eat chow. You eat dinner. Dinner time in prison between 4:30 and 5:30. That's it. You don't eat again until the following morning. They're not rolling around snacks, a snack cart where you can get snacks off the cart or passing out bags that have snacks. Yeah, they may roll around a snack cart, but you're going to pay. And if you don't got no money, guess what? You don't got no money. You're going to starve. You got dudes in prison that wash clothes. They'll hand wash your clothes because you hate sending your stuff to laundry. Because when you send it to laundry, if it even comes back, it's going to come back dingy, brown, dirty. So you have an individual that's in the cell or it's in the unit. Hey, man, I do clothes. I wash your shirts, your sweatsuits. Do no drawers or no shit. But I do your socks, and some people do drawers. That's how they make their money, doing laundry. Wash it out. It's going to be clean. It's going to smell good. Fold it up. Give it back to you. You got people that are iron for you. Iron your uniform so when you're going on visit. It's all type of hustles in prison. You got dudes that'll cook for you. You buy the food, I'll cook it, I'll prepare it or whatever. And you pay them. You got people that fix candy. I know how to do all of that. Difference is I know how to do it on my own. I ain't never have to do it for nobody else. Yeah, I know how to make prison meals straight out of the microwave. Candy. You got people that play poker. You got people that are runners for the poker games. They run tickets for the individuals that are running tickets, which is basically when you run tickets in prison, you the bookie. It's all type of hustles. But are you willing to do it? And when you get caught with all these items in your locker that you'd have been stacking and saving, or if you will, and a CO comes through and just takes it. Come on, Rogers, man. I'm just trying to eat, bro. I ain't got nobody send me no money, man. I'm trying to eat, man. We don't eat breakfast for 12-hour, differentials, if you will, between meals, between dinner and breakfast. I'm just trying to eat, man. I ain't trying to cause no trouble. Rogers ain't trying to hear none of that. He taking it, probably eating this shit. Takes Sean's food, takes his pictures, but he's more concerned over the pictures. And insult to injury, he writes him up. Unauthorized property and contraband. The contraband is the black Play-Doh type, sticky stuff. Writes him up. Once he writes him up, you have a date, which is called court call. Same as on the streets. You go to court, they read your charges against you. You wish to plead guilty and innocent, whatever. And you have a whole proceeding. 9 times out of 10, they're going to find you. 8 times out of 10, they're going to find you guilty. I ended up breaking Sean's charges down to extra duty. Okay, we're going to find you guilty, but we're going to break this down to extra duty. So instead of these points going on to your, when I say points, meaning that once you're convicted of a write-up, points is added onto your score. And the higher your score is, so if you had a camp, let's just say you can have 9 points and you got 6. You catch a write-up and you get convicted and they give you 3 more points and push you over the limit, and they're going to send you behind the wall, behind the fence. Lions, tigers, goons, gorillas, and birds, hyenas. A lot of people are afraid to go behind that fence, so they use it as a tactic, as a tool. Now, when I say they, meaning administrative staff, administration, rather. But if they break it down to extra duty, if you do your extra duty, if you do 40 hours of extra duty, which means whatever an officer needs, wash the windows, mop, sweep, whatever, you won't get any points. They broke Sean's down to extra duty because they knew that Rogers is staying on BS, but they'll never go against their officer. So at the bare minimum, they're going to give you extra duty. Sean didn't care about the extra duty. He felt some type of way about the food that Rogers took. But he wanted them pictures back. Like, dude, you took pictures of my kids, man. My mother's passed, deceased. My kids, I haven't seen my kids because the mother of my kids had 2 different mothers. One he had 3 by, the other one he had, I want to say 1 or 2 by. I haven't been able to see my kids, dude. Please give me my pictures back, Rogers. Once again, it's at Rogers' discretion. No, you created or you committed rather a heinous offense. You had your pictures hanging above your bed and you shouldn't have been doing that, and I can't give you these pictures back. Listen, Rogers, man. Now this is weeks later. About a week later. Listen, bro, please. I'm asking you, I'm begging you, man. I'll never say nothing to you again. Please, can I get my pictures back? Well, I'll think about it. Every day he sees Rogers, he gives it a couple days. He just wants his pictures back. Finally, after about 2 weeks, hey, Rogers, man. Because, see, just because you work a dorm for 2 or 3 days in a row, you might not see that officer for another 2 or 3 days or a week. Sometimes 2, just depends. They rotate them. Officer Rogers, please, can I get my pictures? Rogers had destroyed the man's pictures, man. What do you mean you destroyed them? They were put in the shredder as evidence. They really act like they're really police officers. You got some keyword, some. Ah, damn, Cowboys. Jerry Jones out of there, and Stephen Jones and the grandkids. The evidence, it's been destroyed, put through the shredder. Damn, you tore my kids' pictures up? Why would you do that? It's my mother. She's no longer living. This is all I had, Rogers. Why would you do that? Rogers being smart aleck as he typically, was, however you want to put it. Okay. Sean goes back to his cell. He's heated. He's livid. At this particular moment, Sean don't give a damn about nothing. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you, big boy. Rogers. Yeah. Get in line. I've heard it all before. A couple days later, Rogers is coming out of the guards tower. Now, even though when he's coming out of the guards tower, there's still stairs that you have to walk down. Not that many, maybe, 4 or 5 stairs that you walk down. This is the day. This is the day that Sean was in his any man mode, meaning that any man can get it, but it's going to be Rogers. I don't care nothing about nothing at this point. Rogers is coming down the stairs. Sean is ducked off to the side. Meaning that Rogers didn't even really see that Sean was ducked off to the side. It's not like he was hiding in the cut, but he was kind of like to the side of the guards tower. Rogers walking down the stairs. Remember, he's 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", whatever he is, 360, 370 pounds. Punk. Soft as cotton. Came down them stairs. Jakob. When I say Jakob, not like Jakob, like Jakob stole on him. When he hit Rogers, it was like an earthquake. Rogers hit that wall. He didn't have an opportunity to get to his panic button because he was dazed. He got to shaking. He wasn't knocked out, but he was basically on his way to being knocked. He's shaking like Elvis. Hits the wall that's about 4 foot high, slides down the wall. When he slides down the wall, now his head's up against the wall like this, and he's, you know how it is, like when you're sitting on your butt, if you will, but your back's up against the wall. He's sitting like his kind of head up against the wall. Yeah, you thought it was game? You thought it was a game? Kicked him right in his face. Boom! You got state boots. You got black state boots that they give you in Kentucky, man. Produced by Bob Barker. Know how I feel about him. He produced a whole lot of prison materials, if you will. Bob Barker, the soap, the toothpaste, all of that stuff. Bob Barker. Kicked him right in his face. When he kicked him in his face, his head hits, bangs off the wall. Boom! Yeah, you want to take my kid's picture? You want to take my kid's pictures? Damn. He's drilling him, man. When I say he's drilling, I'm talking about just flush, just clean, just straight punches to the face, man. Every time he hit it, boom, boom. That's how, boom. He's kneeing him. What's so crazy about that? No inmate ran to Rogers' rescue. See, typically when inmates see that another inmate is assaulting another officer, they're thinking, oh man, it's my opportunity to get out. This is my opportunity to cut my time, man. I can be the hero. Man, nobody gave a darn about Rogers getting his wig split. Sean, 170, 180 pounds. He number 5'11", as I mentioned. He is giving Rogers the business. You heard me? And he's talking to you. Bitch, you think you... he's kneeling him. Oh, my Cowboys. Oh, damn, he's thinking about his Cowboys losing. Man, he beat the brakes. I mean, I'm talking about... I've only seen maybe 4 or 5 prison beatings. I've seen 4 or 5 prison beatings, and if he weighed more or really, really knew how to throw a punch, I'm not saying as though he didn't know how to throw a punch, because he body rocked him from the first punch. But it was an individual that really, really knew. I don't think Rogers would have made it through it. Of course, everything is on camera. Security, they see it. They come, they save the day or whatever. But Rogers was messed around. We didn't see Rogers for at least a month. He got the Brizaches beat off of him. You heard me? Brizaches, breaks. Urban Dictionary, breaks. You would have thought that when he came back, he would have been more humble, more... Seemed like he came back even more cockier. On some more, yeah. Is that the best that he had? He sucker punched me. Sean picked up some more time for whooping Rogers. Sean and I, we're cool to this day. He's told me before that, hey, I end up getting 5 more years, but guess what? I wouldn't change a thing. That son bitch needed it. See, for y'all that don't know, when a white boy, let me explain something, man, to you about white guys, white boys. No disrespect whatsoever when I say white boys. You have some. You have some black people that feel as though, man, a white boy had never whooped me. Ain't no way a white boy's gonna whoop me. Yeah, it's in your mind, gold mouth. It's in your mind. Got some black dudes that's tough. And you got some white dudes that's hella tough. You got black dudes that's hella tough as well. I want to keep it equal. I don't know where that notion came from that just because the person is white, you're gonna whoop them. Man, them dudes be knowing MMA. Them dudes be knowing how to fight because they had to come up fighting their entire lives, especially the ones that lived in the hood, or they wanted to be, or the people that they gravitated towards was black people, but they were constantly being tried. And you got some that just don't like black people in general. Just they may be Nazis, they may be swastika signs on them, or whatever the case may be. Know how to use their hands, know how to use their legs, and just fight, man. I done seen some tough white dudes, man, that will beat the living breaks off of you. They're not gonna do all that talking, man. They're not gonna do a whole lot of back and forth. When you hear a white dude say, "Fuck you, motherfucker," "Fuck you, whore," when you hear those two things, either you better take off running or be ready to throw them. And when I say throw them, y'all seen the movie Rocky? Even though Rocky was Italian, he's still white, part white. The white boy's gonna fight to the death. They ain't got no problem with you because you black, but at the same time, I don't care if you're black, Mexican, Spanish, whatever the case may be, Chinese. Don't talk shit. Because if you do, we're gonna find out. And when we find out, we're gonna find out because you're gonna have to beat them to death, man. Fuck you, whore. You better get ready to throw them. Because they coming hard. Pause, double pause. But on the flip side, you got some brothers that'll stomp you into the ground just as well. Let's not get it twisted. Mexicans, they'll stomp you into the ground. My whole reasoning for bringing this up is like I said, some people have a notion that white boys are just soft, man, and it's just totally inaccurate. Cincinnati white boys, man. I met these dudes, man. These dudes were solid, man. Wasn't no game. Cincinnati, just in general, man. Ohio, man. 513. Shout out to the whole Ohio, man. I understand that everybody's not 513, but I don't know everybody's area code in Ohio. My aunt lives in Dayton. I got people living in Columbus. But I'm just saying, shout out to the whole entire Ohio. Cincinnati white boys, man, 5-1, man, they was not a game. They was not to be played with. They ain't bother you. But if you run up on us, you gonna get your wig split. If you lucky to just get your wig split. Sean has been out for several years now. He's doing his thing. Doesn't commit crimes. He doesn't, but at the same time, as I mentioned, I wouldn't change a thing for anything in the world. People like Rogers need to be taught. Don't talk me to death. Show me. I never would have done that. But hey, everybody's not me, and I'm not everyone else. You got these officers, man, that are very, very overbearing. And again, not every officer. You got some cool officers. Give me my check. Let me get my money, go home, take care of my family, pay my bills, pay my car payment, whatever I'm trying to pay. I'm cool. But then you got these people like Rogers that are very, very overbearing. Rogers, do you think that these people, some people have life sentence, but some don't? You think people's never gonna get out? We talking about people act this way in the county jail. Do you act as though people will never get out? I don't want to hear that. Hold on. I'm with my kids. I'm with my family. No, man. Fair exchange ain't never been no robbery. You acted this way when I was trying to get out and get to my kids and my family. But now you want me to have empathy on you because you with your kids? No. You got to be mindful. They carry them things on them. They encourage correctional officers to carry them things on them. So you're going to run up on one. I recommend that you don't. Just let it go. You out. You ain't got to stay out of jail, and you ain't got to deal with these idiots. But if you just insist, understand that they encourage these guys and young ladies and what have you to protect themselves. Understand that. Rogers later got whooped a couple more times to his satisfaction because he knew that every time somebody whooped him, they was going to get additional time on their sentence. Rogers was going home one night. I told this in one of my videos. Got in an accident, broke his back, broke his neck, was messed around. I never seen Rogers again after that. Said he was messed up. Coming home from work, got in a car accident. Now, I'm not one of those individuals that thinks that everything that happens in life or misfortunes or mishaps, if you will, is karma. Sometimes things just happen. Good things happen to good people. Well, bad things sometimes. You know what? Let's rewind that because we haven't done the rewind. For the individuals that's never watched my channel, I do the manual rewind that Hassan Campbell clearly stole from me. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. But some things, bad things happen to bad people. Coming home from work, gets an accident, messed around. They don't know if he's going to make it. Like I said, his back was broke, his neck was broke. Now, this is reported. Seen it on the news, but this was reported from other officers. He had other officers that didn't even like him. Man, you would have thought somebody kicked a winning field goal, or when Ray Allen hit that shot in 2013 that he wouldn't allow us to watch, or somebody threw a game-winning touchdown. Man, dudes was roaring and laughing, and it was a celebration. And Rogers got in that accident. Bad vibes, bad energy. That's what Rogers carried. So you can do your job, as I mentioned, you can do your job, but do your job and go home. When you're in prison, penitentiary, you know why you go home? Because the inmates allow you to go home. Now, you can have that cocky attitude. You can have that cocky mentality, demeanor, if you will. I'm going to make it home, man. You go home because inmates allow you to go home. I'm not saying that you adhere. I'm not saying that you do everything that an inmate tells you to do. You can be firm. You can be firm. I'd rather deal with an individual that's firm, but I know that he's fair, opposed to dealing with an individual that just blatantly abusing his or her power. I done seen women get knocked out by dudes. I done seen a woman get knocked, and I'm going to tell you all that story just as well. Get knocked straight out. Now, come on, kids, that's wrong. You don't put your hands on no woman. You trying to make it home. and you have a woman, female correctional officer that's trying to make it difficult on you as far as you making it home, I don't advocate violence. I don't think you should ever put your hands on anybody. But, you live by the sword, guess what? You know the rest. Again, I'm not speaking about all correctional officers. I want to be adamant about that. You got some cool correctional officers. When I say officers, sergeants, captains, lieutenants, because they all started as regular officers for the most part. I'm just speaking about the overbearing ones like Rogers. And there's plenty of individuals like Rogers. I'm going to look Rogers up. I'm going to see if he returned. I'm going to look him up. And I'm going to come back to you all with the video letting you know exactly what I found out about Rogers. Rogers thought he was tough, but Rogers took pleasure in getting his ass whooped, if you ask me. Ah, damn! I got to find me a new NFL team, man. Because the Cowboys, I've been rocking for 20-something years. Longer than that. Just not getting it, man. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, yeah, that's that heat. Now, when I say it's that heat, that's how dude was hitting Rogers, man. You're amongst the first to receive. If you're not getting the notifications, fret not. Fret not. Just check the channel. I typically drop every day. If I don't, I might miss a day. Sometimes two, just to give my mind an opportunity to refresh. But 9 times out of 10, man, Real Kens is here and he's here for you. I'm about to start doing crime stories. The things that you see on First 48 and just whatever crime shows, I'm about to start narrating with the little music in the background. I'm going to still do my stories, but I'm going to start dropping additional stories throughout the week in which I'm taking real life criminal situations, crime situations, if you will, and I'm narrating them based upon my knowledge of what's happened. And then to give you all, I guess, more to watch, if you will. Stay tuned. I'm going to go live. I probably won't go live tonight. I'm going to end up going to work tonight, but I'm going to go live tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Y'all check me out, man. Real Kens TV, man. Salute to everybody. Once again, the people that had to go through this hurricane and the disasters and the storms, man, I'm praying for you, man. And, hopefully, salute to you. Man, thank you, everybody that helped me get to 10,000 subscribers. Now we're going for 20. Yeah, we want to get to 100, but, step by, it stairs, not an elevator in life, man. If I get a boost and I get 30, 40,000, whatever on one video, cool. But we're going to take this thing, man, and we're going to rock with it day by day, man. Salute to everybody. Terry Brown, Miss out of Arkansas. And this is off the top of my head, man. He been rocking with me, man. My 6th subscriber that I ever had. Miss Deborah out of Chicago. Jay V TV. He's in Florida. Y'all go check out JVTV. He got a nice family YouTube channel. Has almost 6,000 subscribers. Go check him out, man. Y'all go check out Trap Talk Blue out of Detroit, Michigan. That's my dog. It's probably my favorite channel to watch. Trap Talk Blue. You got Dante from the Dante Show Network. Man, he's way. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. He's well over 100,000 subs. He's, Flint, Michigan. Y'all go check him out. Check out my dog, Christopher. Well, he doesn't have a YouTube channel, but shout out to my dog, Christopher from South Carolina. He been rocking with me from the very beginning. I mean, it's just so many people. It's just off the top of my head to the individuals that I can, recall. Um, Man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have this many people that shows me the love that they show me, Um, it's a blessing, man. Shout out to Jay Williams, the homie. Not necessarily the homie, because he's from Virginia. I'm from Kentucky, but shout out to Jay Williams, man. He's coming home real, real soon. Now, when I say real, real soon, we down to weeks. Jay Williams will be back with them hot stories. Shout out to the homie, to the boy Jay Williams, man. Shout out to James. I can't think of his last name, but you know who you are. You rock with me. You always, commenting on my videos, man. Just it's so many people. Lynette, Pat Watson out of Houston. It's so many people. Actually, I think it's Lynette. So many people that rock with Real Kens, man. All my cousins, all my family, just everybody, man. Man, thank you. Thank you. I understand that this is a process. I understand that it's going to take some time. Curtis with them crazy comments that you always leaving. Shout out to all the haters. I see you all's comments just as well. And shout out to the people that hold me accountable. I don't need yes people around me. I don't need yes people. If I'm saying something or you call me on something, sometimes I make a mistake with a name. Sometimes because you got to understand, I don't use everybody's real name. So sometimes I mess up on names. Hey, part of it, man. You know what I mean? Just shout out to everybody, man. South Carolina, Arkansas, Kentucky, the whole Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, Indiana, Florida, the Netherlands, who else rocks with Real Kens, man? Just California be in the house a lot. New York, the Bronx. What's up, son? You know what I mean? All the boroughs. The East Coast. Houston. Houston is very, very. I see a whole lot of people in Houston, Texas. And if I missed your state, man, it's nothing disrespectful. Tennessee. Man, it's just so many. These are the things. These are the Baltimore. Chocolate City. Hey, I'm going to get to Baltimore. I promise you, I'm going to get to Baltimore, man. Shout out to everybody that rocks and supports Real Kens TV, man.